Rake is an awesome little utility for handling mundane tasks. For example, there's the Rake dbmigrate command for migrating your database. And Rails uses a lot of Rake tasks all over the place. There's the -t option which you can run on Rake to get a list of all the different tasks available to you. But you aren't really restricted to just the tasks listed here. You can create your own custom tasks, and Rake provides a very cool DSL for you to do that. That's the domain-specific language. And it's all in Ruby code too, so you can do whatever you want in Ruby all in a Rake task. It's very cool. So in this episode I want to show you how to create your own custom Rake task. And to do that we go into our lib directory of our project. And in here is a folder called tasks. And you just create a new Rake file in here, so just call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it RyanB, just something simple and generic I can just throw tasks into, and make sure it ends in .rake. So new Rake file in here, and we just add tasks into this file. So I'm going to add a new task with the task method, and then give it a name. Let's call it greet. And then just pass a block. And in here you can put any kind of code you want, any Ruby code, and it will be run whenever you run the task. So let's just print something. Hello world. And we can run that Rake task now. Just Rake greet, and we get our hello world printing. So Rails automatically detects this Rake file in the tasks directory and automatically saw our greet task in there. So that's pretty cool. And you can put as many different tasks as you want in here, and remember it's just any kind of Ruby code you want. So let's create a new task called ask and just say how are you. So here's another task. Let's try running that. And that works as well. So two little useless tasks here. Well, one thing I want to show you is that let's say you want to run one task before another task. Let's say if we want to call greet before the ask task. And we can do that by supplying a dependency. So whenever you call the ask task here, if you specify here you want to call the greet task, anytime you call the ask task like this. So just in that syntax you call ask again, and then it will automatically call the greet task before the ask task. So that's what's called a dependency. It's just a way of running task one before another. Okay, that's all I want to show you of that. I'm going to go into a little bit more helpful examples, a little more useful examples. Let's say I have a user's database table and a user model, and I want to pick a random user as the winner of a contest. And I can do that, so let's create a custom Rake task for doing that. Let's just call task. Let's call it pick winner. And then fetch a user, a random user. A little trick on doing that is using the order or the random method as the order in the database query. And then we'll print the name. So the winner is user's name. So fetch a random user and print their name. Pretty simple. Let's give this task a try. Pick winner. Uh-oh, we get an error. It says uninitialized constant user. So that means this user class isn't being loaded properly. The reason behind that is that Rake doesn't automatically load your Rails environment. To load the environment, you have to actually use a dependency called environment. And this is just a Rake task that Rails provides, which just loads your Rails environment so that you have access to all the models and all the other classes in your Rails application. So let's try that again with our new environment dependency, and it works. So it should just pick a random user, and apparently it's not very random. But okay, so that works. All right, let's create another task here that does something just very similar. It just picks a prize, a random prize, as a product. So we have a product model as well. It's a prize. Alright, so we got our pick prize task. give that a try. And that works too. So just a couple different tasks here. And notice they're pretty similar. They have the same pick prefix in the name. And if you find tasks which are similar, you can group them using a namespace in a Rake. And to group them, you just use the namespace method and supply a block in there. And just throw your tasks in here. Then you don't need that pick prefix anymore. And then you can specify pick up here as the namespace. So we got pick winner and pick prize. And then to call those tasks, you do Rake again, and then pick, and then colon instead of underscore here, and then the name of the task. So that's how you use a namespace to group tasks which are similar. Let's say we want to add another task here which runs both the winner and the prize tasks for us, so we don't have to run them separately. Let's call this all. So pick all. And we can do that through dependencies. So we just, let's say, want to depend on call before this task the prize task and the winner task. Now there's no actually code we need to put in here. That's all we really need to do with this all task. Just call the prize and winner tasks. And notice I'm using an array here to supply multiple dependencies. Anyway, since we don't have any more code that we need to put in here, we don't even need to supply a block to this task. Rake is perfectly fine with you not passing a block to the task name. So let's go back here, run pick all, our new little task, and it should print out both the prize and the winner. So going back here, you can see that they printed them in order, so they ran the tasks in order based off of what we specified here as the dependencies, first the prize and then the winner. It's a pretty cool way of running multiple tasks. One more thing I want to show you, well, actually two more things. One of them is a way to remove duplication. Here you can see that we're fetching a random model in both of these tasks. And Rake allows you to use methods. You just put a method in line here, and let's call it pick, and then pass a model class here. And basically perform the find on the model class. Same find method that we did up here. And we can use this pick method inside of our tasks wherever we need to use that. So pick a product and pick a user. Okay, let's see if that works as well. Great, so we successfully refactored this into its own custom method, and then this method is just available to all tasks which need it. So we just call pick, and then it calls the rest of this method. One more thing I want to show you is that a way to document tasks, and that is through the desk method, which is a description. And that way you can supply a little bit of description to make it clear what this task is doing, and just say pick a random user as the winner. Pick a random product as a prize. And for this all task, just picks a random product, prize, and winner. There we go. And the advantage to documenting tasks like this is that they become available to you when you run the -t option. You now get to see your little tasks listed here along with their little description which you provided with the task. So I encourage you to document all your tasks so that they are listed here and they're a little bit more descriptive of what they're doing. So that's pretty much it as far as running your own custom Rake tasks. And I highly recommend that you just get familiar with using Rake, even if you don't find it very useful right now. The more you use it, the more you'll find more uses for it, and I know for me it's been a great time saver. I use it for little maintenance tasks here and there, and migrating legacy databases, and just quite a few things, just little miscellaneous things that I don't really need a web front end or anything fancy. I just need to run a little bit of Ruby code here and there. So to give Rake a try. Hey, do me a favor and check out our sponsor, peepcode.com. They make excellent Ruby on Rails screencasts, so it should be right up your alley.